Hello everyone, and welcome to the Always Keep Ice in Your Pocket presentation. My name is Brooke, and today I will be telling you all about this project, my mice, and the medical ID feature on cell phones. Now, let's get into it. Always Keep Ice in Your Pocket is a Girl Scout Gold Award project dedicated to stressing the importance of and promoting the use of carrying a form of identification, physical and or digital, that contains essential personal, medical, and emergency contact information. It is my goal that all of you watching today will become educated about why it's so important to carry medical identification and will pass this information on to your family members and friends to ensure they are also prepared in case of emergency. You may be thinking, why is it so important to carry medical information? Well, I started this project after hearing tragic stories of people who got into accidents and did not have proper identification on them to let emergency workers identify and safely treat them. Should you ever become incapacitated and need to be treated by an emergency worker, the worker needs to be able to identify you, know your essential medical information, such as allergies and current medications, and know who your emergency contacts are and how to get in contact with them. So, as I mentioned before, there are two different forms of emergency information you can carry, physical and digital. Let's go over the physical identification first. I created and designed mice, and unlike the creatures that cats chase and that I'm really afraid of, you have no reason at all to be afraid of these mice. These mice are here to help you. MICE stands for Medical Information Card for Emergency. It is a small, lightweight card you can carry in your wallet. It contains essential information emergency workers need in order to treat you safely in case you ever become incapacitated. The MICE contains your name, date of birth, address, emergency contacts, and side note, be sure to write at least one in case one of your contacts is with you at the time you become incapacitated, your healthcare provider, your known allergies, known medical conditions, medications you currently take. You can print your own set of mice from my website. The link is in the description of this video. Please pay attention and take notes as I explain how to fill the mice out. I will dedicate a few seconds after each instruction so you can fill out the card and/or take notes. The mice is the size of a standard credit card, meaning it can fit perfectly into your wallet. The top and side of the card say in bold letters, Medical Information Card for Emergency. When you finish filling the card out, please place your card into your wallet with that phrase facing upwards. By doing this, emergency workers can easily find your medical information when they look for your identification. The front side of the card contains your basic information. First is your full name. Fill out your name in the space provided now. After is your DOB, or date of birth. Write your birthday on the space provided now. Next is your address. Write your address on the line. Since this line is small, you also need to write small. Then are your emergency contacts. As I mentioned before, please write more than one person. Write the person's name and phone number on the lines provided. After is your healthcare provider. Write his or her name and phone number on the line at the bottom of the card. Great, so now we have the front of the card filled out. Flip to the other side to fill out the rest. This side of the card has your medical information. Emergency workers will look at this side of the card and will base your treatment off of the information you write here. First are your known allergies. Please write allergies you have on the space provided. I include the word known here because some people think they do not have any allergies, but they might have some they are not aware of. If this description sounds like you, please write none known. Again, that's none known. It is better to write none known instead of leaving the entire section blank so emergency workers are not questioning whether you have allergies or not. Next are your known medical conditions. Write medical conditions you have on the space provided. Again, I include the word known. Some people think they do not have any medical conditions, but they might have some they are not aware of. If this description sounds like you, please write none known. Again, that's none known. It is better to write none known instead of leaving this section blank so emergency workers are not questioning whether you have any medical conditions or not. Last is your medications. Write the medications you take on the space below. Congratulations! You have just finished completing your mice. Take time now to place it in your wallet with the bold medical information card for emergency face up. Make sure that phrase is entirely visible. Now, let's talk about digital emergency information. Did you know that all modern phones allow you to input your emergency information? It's really cool. The Medical ID is a feature on your phone that contains essential emergency information. If you ever become incapacitated, an emergency worker will be able to treat you safely and contact your emergency contacts simply by opening this feature. They can access it even if your phone is locked. The Medical ID feature contains the same thing as the mice, except it also contains medical notes, your blood type, if you're an organ donor, and your height and weight. Let's look at how you could set up the Medical ID feature on your phone. I have 3 separate sets of instructions: Apple, Android, and Samsung. The instructions can also be found on my website. The link is in the description of this video. I will pause after I go over the instructions so you could fill out your Medical ID feature. So let's look at Apple iPhones. You could set up your Medical ID in the Health app, and its icon is shown here in the top right corner of this video. Please note, you must have the Health app set up prior to filling out the Medical ID. You will know if you have to set the app up if there is a blue Get Started button at the bottom of your screen. So first, open the Health app. Again, you can see what the icon looks like in the top right corner of this video. Then tap on the Medical ID tab in the bottom, and then tap Edit. You can enter your medical information in the spaces provided. When finished, click Done, and make sure you have it set so the medical ID is accessible from the lock screen. The information will be available to anyone from the lock screen by tapping Emergency and then Medical ID. Take time now to do this if you have an Apple iPhone. Now let's look at Android phones. And Android phones include Motorola's, Google, OnePlus, and Sony phones. First, open the Settings app and tap System, and then tap About Phone, and then tap Emergency Information. Then, enter whatever information you'd like to share. For medical information, tap on Edit Information. If you do not see Edit Information, you may need to tap Info first. There is also a section there for emergency contacts, and you could just tap Add Contact for who you would like to be your emergency contact. If you do not see Add Contact to tap on, you may first have to tap Contacts. Emergency workers will be able to get to the information you have added by swiping up on the lock screen and tapping Emergency, and then Emergency Information, and tapping on Emergency Information when it flashes. Take time now to fill out your medical ID if you have an Android phone. Finally, let's look at Samsung Galaxy phones. It is super important to note that these phones do not have a direct medical ID feature. You must enter your medical information in Settings, and it will automatically appear on your lock screen once you tap Done. To add your medical information, first go to Settings and tap Lock Screen and Security, then tap Info and App Shortcuts, and then tap Owner Information. Enter your emergency information and then choose Done. To add emergency contacts, you'll need to add phone numbers to the ICE, in case of emergency, contacts group in the Contacts app. First, open the Contacts app, then tap the Groups button in the top right corner. Tap on the ICE Emergency Contacts group and add your emergency contacts. Then hit Save. To enable the calling of emergency contacts from the lock screen, you'll need to make sure your phone is locked first. Then, go to the lock screen without actually unlocking it. Hold the phone icon and drag it to the center. When the keypad shows up, hit the Emergency Call button. Then, you can add contacts from your emergency group by hitting the plus symbol by each new contact. You can have up to 3 contacts from the ICE group. Your information will now appear on the lock screen. Take time now to fill out your medical ID if you have a Samsung phone. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can find all this information on the official Always Keep ICE in Your Pocket website. The link is shown on the screen right now, and it is also in the description. I hope you all learned something and will pass this vital information on to your family and friends. It is so important that you are all prepared in case of emergency. Thank you again. Have a great day.